Graveyard.
People are really like, where's the show at, guys?
It's Friday night. Strap yourselves in because it's time for another episode of Kyber Cave After Dark.
Woo! You know what? I had to specifically start off the show with a woohoo because I had sadly, one of my students has found the channel. I mean, not sadly. I mean, I promote Saber Rattle. I don't necessarily tell my students about Kyber Cave After Dark, though. So apparently this student has gone through our playlist, and he has made it known to me. I was walking by his classroom, and he looks at me and he goes, "Teacher Van." And I said, I nod my head. He said, "What's up?" Yeah, and I started cracking up. And he told me every single show I always start off with a "What's up?" And I didn't realize I was really, I guess it's just, that's not like, a tag or like my thing that I, was going to make my thing. That's just, "What up?"
We're starting this show with lots of energy tonight. We got Mezzo, we got James, we got our boy Graveyard.
Oh, and here goes Captain America.
Oh shoot, Harry Solo Fonts is in the house. It's
Aubrey. Wow. Distance Nerding.
Distance Nerding is in. We got Say Wong.
Graveyard. Dude, we just did an interview with Graveyard on our show last Sunday. Graveyard. This man, besides the fact that he does the podcast about spooky shit, this man has the most intense video game collection I have ever seen in my life. He owns every single system and has catalogs of games for every system that he has. It's crazy.
Finally, somebody who speaks my freaking language.
What? I thought I spoke your freaking language.
No, honey, you speak my love language. Graveyard speaks my freaking language. There's a difference.
I'm on a route of promoting this page. I'm going to take a picture of you guys.
Yes.
And big shout out to Age right below me.
Woo-hoo! Wait, dude, I can never fucking do this right. Wait.
Band's over there.
That one
down there. Age is
that
down
one.
there.
That one. Yay!
Wow, James told us to get a room, Aaron.
We have a room. It's right here on Kyber Cave.
It is exactly. It's exactly where
dun, 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 dun.
770 NES games. Graveyard, you are the hero of the day.
I am so jealous.
Dude, I think he said he was like 9 games away from owning every single game that they have.
Wow.
That's
like me and my Tolkien collection.
Seriously. Oh my gosh,
wow.
Dude, I can't even keep up with the comments. So how's everybody doing tonight? It is good to see everybody.
Tired, Van. I'm freaking tired, dude. You want to know why I'm tired? Because I spent the last 2 damn days trying to get that game done right so that I can get it up on the damn channel, because it takes me all of 2 hours to record it, but then I spend the next 22 hours trying to edit it so that I don't look stale and boring on your channel. So I have to provide these edits so I don't look like this. Okay, and then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna unload our gun into this.
That's why you need me to record with you, buddy. That's why you need
me to record with you. I straight up can't. I have to make jokes and I got to be engaging and funny and a lame dad and my horrible jokes all at the same time. And I'm telling you, when you see episode 2, you're gonna freaking die of laughter. The start of it is gold. It's gold.
Woo!
It's amateur.
This is why we gotta do. This is why we gotta do it together, buddy.
We are gonna try to make this happen.
Yeah, we can do it.
Your address so I can promote it on YouTube. How can people? What YouTube channel is this we found on?
That we're watching right now. We're at Kyber Cave Productions on YouTube.
Thank you.
Kyber Cave Productions. Go like and subscribe today, and win a free lightsaber after.
And this show is on every Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific time. or thereabouts, 8 p.m. or 8:15 p.m. whenever.
8:15.
Kyber
Well,
Cave.
hello, Joshua.
Shout out to
Hello,
Josh.
Joshua.
Oh, so James is asking, how was the wrestling show, Collectible Stampedes? I entered my first ever burrito eating contest, and let me tell you, that thing was
What?
huge. Oh my god, dude!
did?
It was like watching the best of gay porn. It was just huge fucking burritos all over the place.
Wow.
I'm visibly lost.
Boom!
Me too.
These
I'm
these
lost.
burritos
Fine.
were hung.
Oh, wow. That's what I
So the
need.
burritos went from my fingertip to my elbow, dude. That's how long these were. We were in the middle of a ring in the sun, in a wrestling ring in the sun, and I was wearing, of course, my all black Kyber Cave get up.
Right.
I did not win the burrito eating contest. I did have enough burrito left over for dinner that night, though.
And what was in this burrito? Like, was it all bean? Was it beef? Was it cheese? Was it like, what was all in it?
There was beef, carne asada, different seasonings. It wasn't spicy or anything like that. There was no sour cream or no cheese, but it was a good burrito. Definitely a great event. Yes. Oh, Joshua's from Woodland. That was the event that we were at. We will definitely be out there. I guess the event was so successful that they've already started planning for their spring event. So Kyber Cave will be back for that as well.
Was that burrito so big that when you was putting it in your mouth, you felt like you had to take it out for a movie first?
I did. I was feeling a little bit dirty on stage.
Why do I stay up this late for you people? Why do I stay up this late?
Because you love us.
I
That's
do.
not here,
I do.
But this,
All right,
this is on
so-
a whole new level. Wow.
So what's on the docket tonight, kids?
Yeah, Arthur, what?
All right, we've got a
Thanks.
couple of topics. I know Dave is going to be in here later. He seems more the nostalgic type. Here, let me try to pull. Where are these?
He needs to hurry his ass up.
I don't know. I know he's got some activities now with his son that holds him later on Friday nights. Let's start with the I guess the harder of the topics, the heavier of the topics. MLM marketing and pyramid schemes.
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun. Have any of you guys ever been part of an MLM group or pyramid scheme? I have.
Once.
I have.
I think most of us get roped in at some point in our life. Have you, Age?
Yes, of course. I'm sorry.
Of
Yes.
course.
How did they do it, guys? How did they get us? If we know it's all a scam, how did they get us each time? What was?
Well, I was
Well, let's
very
go around.
young, to be fair.
What was your guys's? What was the companies that got you guys?
Oh, they're asking us to explain LMN.
MLM.
Oh my God, MLM. Well, MLM is a multi-level marketing. Basically, it's a pyramid scheme that doesn't have the label of pyramid scheme. Basically, what they do is they sell products, but they also recruit people. So their main thing is using the products to recruit people into it and to sell the products. So you have like what's called a downline, and you basically like use the product and marketing tools that you're given to try to be encouraged to recruit more people.
Right. And there's so many of them. I mean, the classic ones are like Avon in the old days. I was one part of one called 21st Century, which was basically like a rebranding of Amway.
Whoa. Okay.
Amway is another classic one. Vita, isn't there vitamin ones? Vita
Oh my
Nutrition.
There
gosh.
is.
Yes.
Lots
Yes,
of
there was.
vitamins and health care ones, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Our MLMs.
I actually watch a
those-
lot of anti-MLM content. which
There's
is fun, so.
the women that do
Cutco.
the jewelry parties or whatever.
Yes.
The little
There's those.
bracelets. That's another one.
Cutco is
Tupperware's.
one.
Well, yeah, I think that's probably an
Tupperware,
outdated one.
LuLaRoe is a big one.
Matt just
Mary
called out a
Kay.
good one. Cutco.
Yeah, I
Oh,
just said
Cutco
Cutco
knives.
as well. Yeah, Cutco knives. I just said Cutco. Yeah.
Right.
as well.
There's even sex party ones.
Yes, there is. It's called the romance parties, I think they call them.
All right, all right. Well, it's basically where you get all your girlfriends together and you look at, like, sexy products and things like that.
Then they try to recruit you. Another one was Arbonne. Arbonne was another one.
Yeah, there's everywhere you turn around, there's a brand new pyramid scheme type company, and these things have existed forever. So why do we keep falling for them?
I think people want the quick come up.
There's that partially.
Yeah.
They get sold on, hey, you can be at home with your kids. I mean, a lot of these are usually geared toward women. Not always, like Amway and Cutco. It's not necessarily, but they're geared toward young people who don't know any better. And then they make it kind of, if you're not doing well, that's your fault. And these are designed to fail unless you recruit people.
Graveyard
I
called
did
it.
Mary Kay. Graveyard.
The promise
Promise
of easy money.
Easy money.
Yeah, that's partially it, yeah.
But even the one that I was in, and maybe that was part of the realistic sell, is I was told that it wasn't going to be easy money, but I was told that it was going to be money that if you worked hard and did what you were told to do, here's the game plan, right? It makes it look so easy. All you got to do is recruit 4 people. What could be easier than that? And then those 4 people, you help them recruit 4. What could be easier than that if you got the first 4? You know what I mean? But they make it sound that, like, if you put in the work and invest, you will reap the benefits of what you've you put in there.
Yeah.
And that's not a lie. That's not a lie. But it heavily depends on a few things. Number one, how popular is the product? How well? Is it genuine? Is it
how
is it good?
oversaturated is it? I mean,
Exactly.
MLMs are designed to really make a lot of turnover. They're, as I said, I watch a lot of MLM content, so I know a lot. They are predatory. They're very predatory companies. That's what they do. They sell a false promise. So if you work hard, I mean, I know people. I mean, heck, my mom has been in so many of them, and you work your butt off, and you still have nothing. You still have nothing to show for it, even though you work hours and hours and hours. And even the ones that make, that can make a living off it, it's like 1%. 1% is what makes off it, and it's designed to fail. So doesn't matter if you're told easy money or whatever. You work your ass off. You end up working your ass off, and you almost make nothing for it. So many people have lost out on these MLMs. And if you did, and the thing is what's being told is if you do give up or you do lose money or whatever, that's on you because you didn't work hard enough. And that's like, oh, Beachbody. Yes, Beachbody. Yeah, Beachbody is a big one.
Well, I'm thinking if it's not a guaranteed promise, why do people constantly do it? I feel like it's almost like buying lottery tickets. I mean, is it similar? Like, do you guys buy lottery tickets when you go to the stores?
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
Every so often.
I mean, and that's not like a guaranteed win, but you go in like hopefully this is going to be the one,
But the difference is with the pyramid scheme, right? Literally, it's called a pyramid because it's the people at the top who are making the money, right? The people that are the wide base aren't. I guess with the lottery, everybody's equally screwed. Like everybody's equally has the same shitty chance. There isn't necessarily one guy at the top unless you consider that guy the state of California.
Oh, doTERRA's another one.
Right. So, but it's kind of crazy because I remember, I spent probably a good 3 years. I invested thousands of dollars into my business. And I remember one of the parts of it that I actually thought was good and I feel like helped me in my life further in life was we always had to do a lot of reading and listening to tapes from other, other leaders or whatever. So like I read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, a great classic book. But I would never have read that if it wasn't for being a part of this organization and how they always wanted you to read these types of leadership books and things like that. Do you think
that's part of the sell, right? That's part of the scheme that they do to get you in. The whole thing about, it's your own business, you can be your own boss. It's not, because it's made by people higher than you, and people are making money off of you and who you recruit. That's not the same thing as having your own boss. Kyber Cave is now your own business. Really is your own boss. You have employees, you have actual merch. And that's kind of one of the things. It's like, you can have your own hours. You can be your own boss. You can stay home with your kids. You can have vacation. And a lot of times, I mean, these are all false promises. They're not. They generally do not. And that's a big thing for people. Like, you're a mom who stays home with the kids all the time, but is trying to find another job, and you're stressed out for money. I mean, that's
I can say
flaw.
Everybody here, to some degree, is a business owner, right? Even with Aubrey being a singer and an actor, it's just that your business tends to be more short-term contracts, right? Fours, he sells fonts to people. He has to create songs.
We still are making legitimate money. We're not selling false promises.
Right.
Harry.
Age sells comic books and music. And I will tell you, they say, when you own your own business, you can have your own time and set your own schedule. And anyone that I know that knows a business on any level knows that you ain't setting your own fucking schedule if you're working trying to get $1 from somebody else. You're working on somebody else's schedule. If somebody wants to make an appointment to come in and buy some lightsabers, you bet your ass I'm driving down to the shop and opening the door so they can get in and buy some goddamn lightsabers.
As a cartoonist, you draw whenever you get inspired and you have the time. So whatever time we end this podcast tonight, I'm starting my evening drawing tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Already got that lined up.
Age, I don't know if we've met each other.
Hi.
Trying to introduce yourself a little bit, because this is your first time on the podcast. So
yeah, but Van's my guy. We go way back to podcasting, like, so yeah,
way back before there was gray here.
That's funny. So this is one of the people you were talking about when you're doing podcasts.
Well, I used to do spoken word poetry way back in the day. And when you're a hooligan hanging out at night in all these clubs, you run into MCs and comedians and other poets, all kinds of degenerates.
Oh, Van was a poet and I didn't know it.
We talked about it last time.
Yes,
Aaron.
Yes, and Van's a great guy. I'm way before this podcast stuff. Like we did.
Well, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Age is a local comic book artist and musician as well. I was telling before the show started, I was saying how I used to work as a librarian or my job was to set up an after-school reading program in like 4 different schools in Vallejo, and I had brought Age in as a guest speaker to meet all the kids, who, to inspire them if they ever wanted to make their own comic book, or what does it really take, because he's got a comic book out if you go to your library right now, you can pull one of Age's books off his shelf.
Yes.
That is sick.
Yeah, AGESCOPT, Google my work. And I want to say thank you to all the chat room. The chat room is saying, what's up, guys?
What's up? We have a great community here at Kyber Cave After Dark. I don't know why they tune in to listen to us babble.
Maybe they're all just
your
have
fault,
ADHD.
man. You're the one who got us together.
This is the ultimate MLM.
No,
Welcome
it's
to Kyber Cave, the ultimate MLM.
Right, I wish there was actual money involved.
Become a subscriber, like today. Get a free comic book from Age.
Hit that bell.
Have Aubrey sing you a song.
So what is it, guys? Like, okay. Well, let's ask Aubrey. What one were you in, and how did they get you in? What was it about that particular MLM that seemed attractive to you? Because I'm sure people have been approached before by different ones, right? But you turn those down. But this one for some reason is different.
No, actually, I was really young. I was 18. I was just 18 when I got recruited into Mary Kay, and I did not stay very long. I woke up real fast to it, and I was like, nope, I'm out. Like I went to one meeting. And I was like, this is very suspicious. And then trying to get people to do the parties.
Right.
I was like, nope. And at the time, I just was like, well, no, maybe I'm just not a good salesman. Like maybe this is too much. Like plus I was trying to go to school and do other things. So it was like, maybe it's not. And then I ended up learning about MLMs, and my mom was in them, has been in them since I was young. Like she was in oh gosh, there's so many. She's been in doTERRA, she's done Young Living, she's done it was a paralegal one. Can't remember what it's called now. There's one that she was in that was like a lawyer pyramid scheme or a multi MLM.
Right.
She's done so many. Like I think she did Mary Kay for a tiny bit. It might not have been Mary Kay that she was in, but she was in so many. I know there's also Monique or Monet, not Monique,
Right.
Monette. So I got pretty savvy to them pretty early on. So luckily I didn't get sucked into one where I spent thousands and thousands of dollars. I only spent $100.
Right. You were able to recognize it when you saw it, like right
This
from
was
the
a
get-go.
bad deal. Yeah.
Right.
I
What
was
about
lucky.
you, Age? What MLM sucked you in? What cult got a hold of you?
I remember vividly. I was a youngster, so me and the pyramids. I've not done anything since 35, but you know the idea of it. I mean, it was just like a family member. I was one of the 4 that a family member brought in. So I came in and was looking forward to bringing my next 4 in, and thought there would be like an immediate money just falling out the sky. That shit
Right.
happened. And now that I think about it, nothing happened. I didn't even get the money that I put back into it. So I mean, you know, I kind of went into it like I knew it was going to be a gamble, and it didn't pay off. So I didn't get upset because you know that's how it is when you gamble.
How long were you involved with it? I mean, and were you hard like your guys' experience so far from what I'm hearing is like dude, I used to do fucking weekend meetings. I would drive all over the damn Bay Area trying to, go to these meetings and listen to these seminars and do what I was
Savvy.
told by my upline. I was deep. I was a sailor for Exxon
Oh
working
God.
from the ocean, still trying to make sure my downline is taken care of from the middle of the goddamn ocean. I was in deep, bro.
You
If
know,
if this was like a cult wearing like robes and drinking Kool-Aid and wearing Nikes, I'd have been there.
I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you, thank you.
Glad you've escaped that cult, man.
you know,
Anyways, keep going, Age.
I wasn't that deep into it, but I was also deep into selling vacuums for Kirby. So I don't know. It's like,
See, that's another one. Kirby
That's
is
another one we
too.
forgot
That's
about.
another MLM.
so I guess I am. Damn, you got me.
How long
Oh,
did you do that one?
Shit. And you know what? It's funny because I have so many stories of Kirby. I was that guy like in the like I could say it was like a slave ship of like dudes in a van.
Yeah, they dropped you off in the neighborhood, right?
that's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's like 9 of us with us. It's like, oh, we gotta go. And then we get dropped. And I remember I went to a family's house, and I was just like, they were like, "How's this working for you?" I was like, "Ma'am, this is not working." She was like, "Do you want to eat?" I was like, "Yes, I do." Sat with the family and ate. I was just like, "Thank you." Then we go back on my slave boat van, and that shit did not work.
So bad.
And I was,
No, dude. I remember doing that with we would have to sell these cards and shit. That was like buy it for $50, but it gives you $100 worth of services at your local auto shop or whatever. But getting into some van with 5 other random tweakers at 5 a.m. so I could drive to some random neighborhood in some other city. Why I didn't know. I think it was just to keep us off of our just get out and sell.
I know it's like a hustle, man. I mean,
No, it's not. It's not
it
like a
is
hustle.
like,
You
I
get
don't,
absolutely nothing out of this hustle.
yeah.
But I mean, yet they still they continue to happen.
Oh, where one gets closed down, another one pops up. Oh yeah, it's kind of amazing how that happens.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fours.
People want that out.
Fours. What did you get part of?
So I took part in a company called Herbalife.
Oh, Arbonne, that's the
There's
big
one.
one.
Yep.
Oh, I'm
And you
so
know something?
sorry.
So this was back in 2009. I was into Beachbody videos. So I
Mhm.
picked up stuff specifically from Shalene Johnson. So like I had Turbo Jam and Shalene Extreme, and I was doing the workouts, but I didn't want to buy the shake that they recommended. I think it was called Shakeology. I'm like, there's got to be something better. So I was looking around for stuff, and I found out locally there was people who were selling Herbalife, and I was like comparing the nutrition labels to both. And back then I didn't know shit about nutrition. I was just like trying to get the workouts and lose weight and everything. And I bought Herbalife. I bought some of it, like the shakes and whatnot, and they weren't bad. Like they weren't bad. And I did
But they're usually overpriced.
lose
So they're
weight
not.
between doing the workouts and drinking the shakes and supplementing that out for my regular meal, and then I was counting calories like for the rest of the day. So for about 3 solid months when I was using the product, it did work. It did work. It didn't work as advertised. I didn't lose 80 pounds in 90 days,
Right.
but I did lose 30 pounds in 90 days, and I felt better, and my grandma was all happy for me and everything. And long
But
story
that's because you were
short,
doing the workouts. You were doing a lot of the stuff that didn't have much. Didn't
Right. If
necessarily
you
have
had been
any
doing that stuff
Right.
anyways, you probably wouldn't have gotten to that point, right?
So what I did is I kind of built more or less a testimony from it. And then I kind of got a couple people on board, and they started selling. And in terms of actually selling the product, however, I didn't do very well. Like I was able to sell a few canisters of the shakes to some coworkers. I got some folks involved. I managed to get a couple people to take some phone numbers, and like all in all, I didn't make a lot of money. I didn't lose any money, but I didn't make a lot of money. And then eventually I was putting in more work than I was making money, and I decided, you know what? I didn't even break even. I made, I think at the bitter end of it all, I think I was like up $200, and I took my
Wow.
$200 and ran.
Well, at least you're up. You're one of the few
better
people that
than
can
most
say they
people.
went up.
But back then I can say, was if you take the pyramid out of it, is Herbalife a good product to help you with weight loss? Yeah, it's fine. It's a fine product to help you. But as far as like the whole pyramid scheme was not necessary. They didn't need that formula to sell the shakes and the nutritional snacks and stuff. They didn't need it. I mean, it sold itself.
But the problem
So-
is that these are overpriced. Usually the products that they have in them are very cheap. They're cheaply made, and they're actually
Yes, they are.
overpriced, which is what it is, because the selling point isn't actually the product. It's recruiting people.
Correct.
And I agree with you. There are some products, there are some MLMs that have really good products. That's not the problem. Like Mary Kay has great products. I will stand by that. That's one of the reasons why I like them. And I still use still this day, actually, I still have Mary Kay. Like I have a couple Mary Kay brushes that I still use to this day. And I have I still use their powder, their powdered makeup stuff. That isn't the problem. The problem is that a lot of stuff it's because it's sold on the idea of recruiting people, and that's not what they're going to tell you up front. But that's really what it's about.
Isn't it?
And that's why MLMs are. And the thing is, it's not just a business that people are going to go into. That like Harry was saying. So let's check a business. Try to get people to work, but nobody is going to actually volunteer for like a regular job. That's not what these people are doing. That's not how these work. What they do is they try to sell you an idea that it's your own job, that's your own business. This is your business. This is something you are doing. You're creating your business.
But do it exactly like this.
Yeah, you're doing exactly like this, but it's your business. You're the boss. You're the big boss, babe. That's what they tell all the time. Like, and they give you, I mean, the thing is, they'll give you selling points. They'll give you scripts. This is true. I mean, I know more than a few people that have Hun bots, and they're really good at selling these ideas. They're good at selling products for these ideas.
Isn't
So that's the problem. It is predatory.
isn't the pyramid scheme like selling coke for poppy? Because you're getting fronted the drugs and like with the idea that you want to come up from it, like
No, because you're not even getting fronted the drugs. You got to usually pay for your
You got to
kit
pay for
or
everything.
whatever.
Everything is paid for. All the product that you have, you buy it. That's the scheme.
Right.
That's why it's
That's
also
your
that.
that's your kit to sell everybody else.
Exactly, man. That's exactly the problem. You have to buy into a certain amount of product to stay into your business. That is why this is why people lose thousands and thousands of dollars.
You know, I think I'm making these jokes because or these really bad jokes because I've been employed for a while now and I'm fortunate to have a job. And as much as I bitch on Monday mornings, fuck, I hate this job.
Don't tell them you're quitting on the internet.
I know.
Yeah, it'll come back. It'll come back on you.
Because I know so many people they resort to things like pyramid schemes and hustling and selling drugs, and I just go clock in.
Right.
You know, lucky. Thanks.
Right.
I mean, the different way they use the word multi-level marketing versus pyramid schemes. Because pyramid schemes are actually illegal. They're not, but the way that the reason why they sell products, even as overpriced and sometimes as awful as they are, they do that so they can get around the pyramid scheme label. That's
right.
But
there's a YouTuber, and I actually know her name. She does a channel called The Corporate Casket. She calls herself the Illuminati. Yeah, but she hates MLMs with a passion. So each episode she talks about different businesses, and maybe some of the behind the scenes things that you didn't know about, the start of different businesses or whatever. But yeah, that's a great channel if you guys haven't checked that out.
Yeah, I actually got into her when she was still doing a podcast with another person. She was doing a 2-person podcast. I saw their first few, and then she actually went off and did Corporate Casket and the Illuminati herself. But yeah, I've been watching her for 4 years, 5 years.
What is the 40?
Maybe not. No. I don't know.
Come back with your new name. Wait, I'm sorry to cut you off, but what is it? I'm like in the comments they're talking about 4090. What is a 4090?
Yeah, what is 4090, guys?
Is it a tax form or something?
No. Okay, so a 4090 is a brand new graphics card that goes in your computer, and it's like the best of the best of the best with honors. So I'm looking at Matt. I'm like,
the best, sir.
Yeah. The freak do you need a 4090 for? Like, how many monitors and 4K ass games are you running that requires a damn 4090? So I'm just anyway. Nerd moment done. I'm back to MLM.
No, this is great. This is fine. I just think it's hilarious.
I know industry rule number 4080.
4080.
Shady. Yeah, this one. My bad.
Nothing really. Do plan to get into VR if I can stop buying Sabers. Matt, you don't need a 4090 to get into freaking VR, bro. You can do it with a damn 2070 if you wanted to. You got this. All right, I'm done. Back to the show. Let's get on the soapbox.
Throwing out a whole bunch of fucking numbers here.
Seriously, dude.
I don't know. I'm like, what is this stuff? I have no idea what it is. Wow, should I take away my nerd card?
No, honey, you can keep your nerd card.
No, because I don't know what the hell they're talking about either. There's different types of nerds, okay?
I'm a super hip hop.
You what?
I'm a super hip hop nerd, like comic book, hip hop, all that. I'm a super nerd. I'm a blur. You know, the term blur didn't even come into existence till like 5 years ago. We've been here.
Term?
Blurred, black nerd.
Black nerd?
Yeah. Really?
I'm blurred. I'm here for that type of knowledge, ma. That type of blur.
I didn't know that because I know that Black Nerd's been around. Black Nerd's been around for as long as Star Trek's been around, at least.
For real.
Not even more than that.
Yeah.
We had a black woman help us get into space, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
You come a long way, baby.
We survived to the end of a horror movie and get out. We're like,
I wasn't gonna go there.
No. Brother, please go there. I will. I'll go there for us.
You can go there for us.
In the year of when Black Panther came out, and Get Out. That was a big year for Black people because we had a Black superhero and we survived a Black horror movie in the same year.
That's true. Unfortunately, a lot of Black dudes will die in horror movies. However, you did actually survive Night of the Living Dead, except for the very end.
We weren't like the first one to go in that one.
That killed the stupid white people, not the zombies. The zombies didn't kill you guys. Stupid white people did.
For
Fuck
real.
us. God, why are we?
Hey, you went there.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
hell yeah, I did. I'll go there all the time. I don't care.
That's why I'm here.
So remember before we came on age, I was saying the show often like jumps the rails and heads into other
Sharks.
territory.
Let's go like this.
Full blast, baby.
Do it. I'm here for the ride.
All right. I don't know. Do you guys? Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Any experiences that you had? I know, like I said, I was in deep. It was. I probably did the whole thing for probably about 3, almost 4 years. I was involved. Some videos and
Freaking love you, Harry. We need to get Harry on the show, damn it. He is a very, very interesting and very cool cat. I'm not joking. Harry is a bad ass.
I agree with you, Harry. MLM bad, video games good. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he's the one who has the 700. No, it's Graveyard.
Graveyard.
We should all just go over to Graveyard's house and play like a bunch of NES games. This sounds like a time. Sounds like a good time here.
Seriously.
Hell yeah, dude.
I've got like 1,000 Super Nintendo games on an EverDrive, but I don't think that's the same.
That's not the same.
No, dude. When we if you get a chance, go back and watch the interview that we did with him. And as I'm interviewing him, if you look over, I believe it's to his left, he's got this wall of just like all the consoles, like each on their own like shelf. You could see at least 10 or 12 consoles before they just run off the screen.
That's amazing. That sounds like a dream. I just had my N64.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
So I kind of feel like this topic has just kind of died.
No, it's just I think not a lot of people understand multi-level marketing. I mean, growing up in it is interesting. Like my mom still uses Terra, and yeah, I agree.
Okay, I'll put it to you like this. All right, give me the screen, Van.
Give me the damn mic.
Give me the damn mic. I look at a pyramid scheme much like being an early YouTube adapter. Like if you have an idea and you get up there and you do it first, you're going to get all the likes and subs and follows. It's the same concept with the pyramid schemes. If you're up there, if you're at the top of near the top of the chain and you're selling the product and you've got people under you who have people under them, who have people under them, who have people under them, you're making all that freaking money. You're making it. There are people in pyramid schemes that do extremely well.
Right.
It's not
right.
But I mean, once a scheme goes for so freaking long, it becomes like a YouTube idea. Like the first people who decided they wanted to get paid by YouTube or ads from YouTube by playing video games and screaming at the top of their lungs in their mom's basement, then yeah, they're top earners. But when everybody, like 6-7 years later, when everybody's doing it, nobody's making anything. It's comparable.
Well, I mean, I think it's a little different because you're still bringing out content. So I just looked up the difference between them, and I was basically right. So pyramid schemes are fraudulent schemes disguised as an MLM strategy. The difference between a pyramid scheme and a lawful MLM, which I kind of disagree on this part. I don't think they should be lawful. I still think they should be absolutely outlawed because there's a lot of predatory. But there's no real product that is sold in a pyramid scheme. Basically, the pyramid scheme is like, hey, you give me a bunch of money and I will go and then you go and get a bunch of your friends to also add into that money.
Right.
And then we'll divide it and we'll all make money. That's like the pyramid scheme.
Hey, and
that's kind of like that whole idea versus the MLM product is like, oh, but you could do
but
that.
The MLM has an actual product involved to it.
I'm gonna just sum it all up and we'll like it sounds like a hustle. And if you've seen a hustle before, you try it, and you understand sometimes it hits and it doesn't, like gambling.
Right.
It's, you know what I mean? You can get into these details about it, but it sounds like a hustle that you put a little something in, and hopefully you get some
It's
big.
not though, because a hustle is you're still selling some type of product. You're still selling it out. The whole idea MLMs are predatory because a lot of times you could do all of that you can and still make nothing. And all you're doing is buying in more and more and more of the product because you are the customer. You're not the business owner. You're the customer.
It's like a bad drug dealer who gets high on the supply. Oh, like I understand. No, ma'am. I understand what you're saying. That the put it in. But
you can call me captain if that's the case. We're gonna call me ma'am.
Respect, yeah. I mean,
timeshares. Graveyard brings up timeshares.
Yeah,
ma'am.
Just have respect.
Call me captain.
God, I love you, Aubrey.
By the way, really quickly, this has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that I see Graveyard. I was talking to Mezzo about bringing you onto the Kyber Cave production channel and having you do a show of some sort. Dude, since he's got all the systems, I think he needs to do a retro gaming show. Just bring back all the old games that we forgot. Or bring out the most obscure game you can every single week. David, what's going on, Daddy-O?
What's up, guys?
What up, Dave?
How you doing tonight, sir?
Oh, I'm doing all right. It's Friday and I'm still alive and breathing. That's a winning point right there, you know?
Let's go.
That's always a start. Dave, have you ever been a part of an MLM, multi-level marketing group?
No, that's right.
I've never been a thief.
There you go.
Actually, no, I have been a thief. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And I've never lied either.
Yeah, I've never lied either. Yeah.
What was your experience? What was the organization that got you roped in?
So it wasn't so much an MLM situation. Well, actually, yeah, it was. I didn't get hooked into it though. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's one of the popular ones. Oh fuck!
What kind of product did they sell?
Yeah, that's
everything. It was just like garbage, is what it was.
Was it Amway?
Yeah, that's what it was. Amway.
Yep.
Yeah,
they're one of the biggest ones.
Yeah,
they're really good at the whole self-help and promotion.
Yeah, when I was in the Navy, the petty officer in charge said, "Hey, I've got this really great money-making thing going on. You should come check it out." I went to his house to check it out. I'm like thinking to myself, this just looks like a trash way for me to give you my money so you can give your money to someone else. I'm not doing that.
Right. So you figured it out right away, though.
Oh, it didn't take much.
Don't go selling Dagobah. Come on, leave Yoda.
Hey, like Lex Luthor always says, land, land, land. Could you imagine? Hey, could you imagine how much money real estate. Do you know how much money you could make by a natural gas pipeline if you were to set up an LP plant there on Dagobah with all the decaying matter there? You'd be set.
Jesus Christ! I have never thought about the financial value of Dagobah.
I'm telling you,
the oil rights. Oh yeah.
Hey, you know what? Now that I think about it, I wonder if I don't know how much you guys know about this, but McDonald's, is that a multi-level marketing?
That's a whole different type of oil rights.
Different animal. I mean, franchises are different.
Yeah, franchise.
Yeah, our franchise. Okay, yeah, I guess that falls under franchise. But I'm thinking, I mean, it sounds very similar, right? Like, you have to operate. You only can sell their products. You can't. You have to use, abide by all of their rules. In fact, an interesting thing that I'd heard about McDonald's is the world's largest land owner.
Yeah, I believe that.
Because they own the property that every McDonald's is on.
That makes sense.
So they actually
biggest-
make more money in rent than they do in their franchise partnership with the people.
They better be careful because they're
yeah.
going to get taken over by a freaking Dollar General before you know it. They're an empire. They are on every other corner.
Big corporate conglomerates, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, you know,
really?
that's like a whole different discussion that we could have. When you start seeing $2 or $3 Dollar Trees pop up in your town, it tells you a little bit about the economy of your town.
Of the people.
I mean, that at Walmart. I can't
attacked by that.
Enough with Walmart.
I'm telling you, the Dollar Tree has found a way to capitalize on us being broke as fuck.
Can you blame them? Thank you, Lord, for the Dollar Tree because it helps me on my last week before payday. Come on, man. Stop playing. I'll say it. Like, bro, like, and think about it. Like, why Dollar Trees and 99-cent stores so relevant today? Because people are so fucked up and broke.
Right.
Yeah, we did a whole thing on that. We talked a little bit about the economy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even with those, like I remember when Dollar Trees and first started popping up, I remember walking in there and thinking, how the fuck are they paying their employees and keeping the lights on, paying rent, if everything in this store is $1 or less? Do you know how it is? Do you know how much they pay for their product? I heard on NPR the company that pays the most for any product on the shelf is up to 4 cents. The average product costs less than half a cent.
Oh my!
So that's what they're buying it for in bulk, and then they're selling it for $1. So then you can see how they can keep the lights on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Have employees.
Well, I mean, that's most places.
Do you know what the actual value of that pack of ramen really is?
Well,
you're only paying 20 cents for it. Imagine its real value.
Right, value is such a slippery word too, right?
All I know is that a pack of ramen is equal to about $1 in county.
That's good, insightful information to have. Thank you. If I ever end up in county, I will.
And so I've heard
an ass load of ramen with me, literally.
Wow,
I can't
dude.
eat ramen. Actually, I can't have ramen anymore. So
just because I go to the dollar store, you have
2 soups.
Oh, yeah, some of that food at the dollar store is not meant to be ate. You have to be creative.
Right.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
As a brewery, I can tell you pints cost about 10 cents and sell for $5 to $10. Yeah, McDonald's
that's a big markup. I mean, that's kind of, I mean, a lot of places are like, oh, well, we're poor. We have to up all of our prices just to make all of these things. No, you don't. They don't.
You know, I think it's kind of crazy. And as a small business owner, I can tell you because like sometimes people will have opinions about prices, and I set prices that I need to because of a number of different factors. I have employees to pay for. I have rent to pay for. I have, websites and all these other things. But I find it funny that nobody balks when they walk into the mall and walk into, a designer shop and will spend, $200 for shoes. They don't say anything about that, but, they have their opinions.
The thing is with shoes, I mean, they protect your feet. You want them to last a longer time. I don't think there should be any. I mean,
a Saber protects your whole body.
It's
the Saber's ultimate protection.
But it's seen as a niche thing. To be fair.
No, what I'm saying is when I used to work, I won't say the name of the company because I don't want to get sued for anything. But when I used to work there, we dealt with children's clothing, and I remember there was a particular jacket that we used to sell. And during the normal year, it was like this cute little girl's peacoat jacket. During the typical time of the year, we would sell them for $75 each. But there would always be a Black Friday promotion where you could get these jackets for $25, right? And there would be a line out the door to pick these jackets up. But I would ask people. It never like it feels like it never. It never occurred to them. Excuse me. But I was like, do you think when they sell you that jacket at $25, do you think that they're losing money? Do you guys think they're losing money?
No.
So that means that at the rest of the year, you're willing to pay triple the price for something that you know they're not losing money on now. And for what? But that doesn't bother you when a department store does it or a big name store that you recognize. But if a smaller business has to raise their prices to meet costs, then sometimes people have more of a problem with that.
Because, well, corporations, unfortunately, big corporations, they there's a lot of things that they do to cut down those costs, and this is a whole nother conversation, I think, than just talking about MLMs. See, I can't even say it correctly. What is wrong with you today? M&Ms, yeah. Yeah, there's a whole issue that I think crony capitalism sucks. Inflation. It's bullshit. A lot of it's just
right, and a lot of these companies have taken advantage of this.
How economy.
A lot of companies have taken advantage of this time period with inflation to artificially raise their prices, even though the inflation does not affect them at all. But one company that I stand by is Arizona Tea Company. Same fucking price for 20 years.
99 cents for that can of fake ass tea.
Hey, you know what? But at least it stays at 99 cents.
If it stayed 99 cents all this time, does that mean that their product has been devaluing all throughout the course of this time?
No, it just means that they make so much goddamn money on each can that he doesn't need to jack you over.
And I've seen them up actually recently. I've seen them being sold for like $139 or $159. I've seen them.
No nutritional value with that tea either. Of
course there is.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing as a can of soda.
It's because it's got high fructose corn syrup in there.
Jeez,
you want to
get
the stuff that's real stuff.
Seriously, don't get forced started on nutritional values of shit.
You and I can go on this all day, hon.
I can tell
all day.
I can say, you really want to save your money, freaking fast. That's the best way to do it. It's good for you and good for your wallet.
I actually had
low blood pressure.
That's actually something that we can talk about like on a different show. I had a rough week because our school, I teach at a special needs school. I don't want to say the name of that school, but at this school, up until this week, we were taking care of our own lunches, right? So we were responsible for it. So this week we started getting school food sent from the school district. Not this week. 2 weeks ago, we started getting school sent from the school district. These kids are eating fucking pizza 3 days a week. Like every meal that they have. The other one was the peanut butter crustables, peanut butter and jelly crustables. Age, you work at a school. You probably see exactly what's in the cafeterias, dude. It ain't nothing but sugar. Even like you might have an apple on that plate or maybe some celery. But the whole rest of the thing ain't nothing but sugar. And this is the school food norm. You know what I mean? This is, at least when I was being taught early childhood education, nutrition was a big part of brain growth, right? Like, it was actually part of education as a preschool teacher was to learn about nutrition. And I feel like the schools have just fucking shit on all that.
It's weird. The kids are getting... we can go, like you guys said, we can go all and all about nutrition and all for the kids, but I do want to recognize the fact that we were talking about businesses and all, and I want to say, if people spend a lot of money for like brand name clothes and whatnot, you should spend that same money with your friends and like
people you do are small.
Like I'd rather wear my friend's gear and my friend's hat and like.
Hell yeah.
Support your locals, support your boys.
Support your boys, support
your girls.
Local people.
Support your artists. Support your artists.
Yup.
Support your local businesses. Support your black creators. Support
on like
all those
big brands, and we need to give that same attention to our small friends with the clothing brands, and
Yep.
Hey, I'm wearing Dark Wolf Sabers right now, and they're a direct competitor of mine. And
I'm gonna say it just because it stirs the pot and it pissed me off, but I'm gonna say it live on the internet anyway. If you're gonna pay $700 for a saber, then don't get pissed off when somebody charges $20 for a freaking sound font.
Agreed.
If you're used to paying $10, I charge $11 for sound fonts on my website. And if one of my friends wants to charge $20 for a sound font he poured so much time and effort in and then gets freaking railed for it, even though you're going to be like, oh, I've got this $900 saber. I could have got it for $500 from someone else, but I decided to pay more because I like this person better. But no, I'm not going to pay another $9 for a sound font. Get the freaking F out of here with that bullshit nonsense. Shut the freak up with that.
Oh, come on. You're so close there, Forrest. Just say it. Just say it.
He's going to get you. Age Graveyard is asking for a link for your information. When Mez gets on here later, I'll have her throw a link up for your information in our comment section.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble for saying that, but I don't care.
You know what? Can I give you my opinion on that whole matter?
Please do.
I spent $20 on that sound font. That's my opinion.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you because it's a damn good sound font.
I know who I'm buying my fonts from as soon as I get my saber. So.
You're not buying from anybody. It's not gonna. You're not buying anything, honey. You're just gonna find it in your email. That's how I roll.
Then I will sneak Venmo you.
Yeah, man. I completely agree with that argument. If the typical, because I see, and you know better than I do, aren't typically sound fonts anywhere from 10 to 15? Don't some sound font people charge 15?
All right. Typically, sound fonts run anywhere from between 6 and 12. Anywhere between 6 and 12. But sometimes you'll get a package that contains a truckload of files and somebody that just put all their time and effort in it, and they'll be like 15, right? But this particular case, this person decided to charge 20, but I personally know the work, time, and effort that went into it. I got to review this thing. It's freaking badass. And I'm not saying it because he's one of my best friends. I'm saying it because the work is freaking solid. The dude is a damn veteran of what we do. He's got 5 years on me. So he's got 5 years on my 7 years. And it's just it's just damn good. It's damn good.
Even in the case of sound fonts, because I bought this particular sound font, I don't know if we're trying to stay away from the name or whatever.
Out of respect, yes, please.
Yeah, so I bought this particular sound font, and I will say it is to a particular franchise that I didn't even know anything about. Never seen a single episode of this franchise, but because the sound font itself sounded so good, and I just liked the dark feeling of it. That was like the evil sound I was looking for. I went ahead and bought this sound font. The way I looked at it is, I don't know the amount of work that goes behind it, but if you want something and it costs more, then you pay more. It's kind of like the difference between buying, a Ferrari and a Corolla. There's a reason a Ferrari costs more. Now, I would also assume, I just got a new, actually it'll be put in the mail tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be getting it. I can't wait to show it off to you guys. But in this Saber, it's a Neopixel Saber, and he's pre-programmed blinking lights to go with the different sound fonts. And I imagine if you have to do more of this programming, it would be a much bigger file and probably a lot harder to make.
Hell yeah, if your installer is doing more work. If they're just doing a simple install, they're charging you a flat rate. But if they're doing more work, if they're going to the trouble of putting the extra LEDs, tightening those wires the right way, getting you a chassis to hold your soundboard and your speaker that is way, 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 way more time consuming than something a little more standard, then freak yeah, they should charge a little bit more. You're looking at like an 8-hour job versus a 16-hour job. Like one of my best friends is an installer. He goes through hell putting some of these things together. Like a Saber he's working on right now is a $9,000 Saber.
That's insane.
Yeah. Wow. And so you best believe that hard ass work is going to go into it.
Right.
Care, actual, real, honest to God care, because he cares about the people he's doing this for. So absolutely.
And you know what?
It's time to segue.
Life is short. If you got the chips there, you should treat yourself. Like I wouldn't spend top dollar on a lot of things often, but I just bought my digital art pad like last week. That's my Christmas present to myself. And I treated myself to that. And I really wanted it, so I got it. But it's not often I would spend top dollar, but every blue moon you should treat yourself.
But you know what though?
Yes.
I would say that's even a little.
This is for your passion and your art. I don't think you should skip things for that.
And I would say that one's even a little bit different, Age, in that technically to me that's an investment in yourself, because it's not like you're just using it to make little art in your bedroom that nobody's going to see. You might use that art on your album cover, or you might use that art for your next cartoon book or whatever. So for you, it's, even though you're spending on yourself, I see it as more of an investment.
Yes, I really up my art skills. So yeah, I mean, all in all, you should treat yourself. Life is too short.
Hey, I bought a whole bunch of paint supplies this year because I've been doing a lot of painting. And I just started doing oil. It's an investment. I look at that same thing. It's the same as I bought a bunch of recording equipment to record at home because I'm in this.
Any investment investment that smells like money, smells good. And Dave, you know what, talking about smells.
Boom, boom. Wait, before we hit that,
you said segue. Got to do right.
No, I didn't say segue. He said segue.
Well, Age was trying to say something. What were you trying to say, Age?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
Please hear your music. Like you say you're recording at the house. I got the mic and everything here too. I'm right there with you. So I want to hear your stuff. Like, please.
Oh yeah, you can look at Spotify. I'm in a new band, and we just have we are about to release our first single, and it's going to be premiering on our Facebook page. I'll have to double check. My bandmate he's watching secretly. So here's our shout out. Go to BYL.
Aubrey's voice is angelic.
Aww. Yeah, I get to sound like a Disney princess a lot. But yeah, you could also look at my first album on Spotify under Unexpected Journey. Not the Unexpected Journey. You can go look it up.
Tag me into your Facebook page after the show. We're on LinkedIn anyway. It's all good.
Oh, we are on LinkedIn?
Yeah, from Facebook. We're all in the same conversation. So it's all good.
Right. Okay.
Leo says, I'm in the shadows.
Yep, that's him. That's my boy.
Woo-hoo! There's a big difference between buying stuff for your passion projects and buying leisure fun items. I totally agree with that, Sewong. All right, after David's lovely and incredible segue
My
there.
smelly segue.
Hey, before we go into that, I did want to remind people that we are only on YouTube now. Other than that, we have a Patreon page that you can join for as little as $1. You can help support this channel and help bring brand new and more content. We just added 2 new shows with Kyber Cave Gaming with Fours and with Mez. And we have Mez and I were going through the list of other new shows we are looking to bring you. And even Age and I were talking about a show earlier today. So tons of stuff happening with Kyber Cave. There's lots of free exclusive gifts that you get for signing up and becoming a monthly member. And a big shout out to Fours for being a friend, and to Graveyard for being family. So Without you guys, this would not be possible. And I know our director will appreciate it greatly.
I'll be signing up soon too. I just haven't.
Woo! Thank you. So, anyways, speaking
Leo,
of,
you can drop our link to BYL in the chat.
Yes, I usually wait till Mez usually gets in at some point in the show. She's the smart one. She knows how to do everything. All right, next segment: strongest memories tied to smell. Ooh. Do you guys remember things by smell? Do you ever like walk down the street and all of a sudden like a certain scent hits you and you're transported to a different memory or a different time or a different place? Does that happen to you? Oh, I see 3. What about you, Dave? I don't see your head nodding anywhere.
Every time I smell a porta potty, it makes me think of Woodstock '94.
I thought there was a lack of porta potties there.
No, that was Woodstock '99.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Woodstock '94 was the one, the good one, not not the original Woodstock, but
oh, maybe you can't drop a link in the chat because I'm not seeing the link. Anyway, sorry.
Whenever I smell peach cobbler, I smell my TT's cooking at Thanksgiving. I think of family and warmth.
Does it literally have a physical effect on you? Like, do you literally...
Like, damn, Thanksgiving's around the corner. Oh, shit, I can't wait.
Wow.
Yeah.
Matt says Jack Daniels. What about you guys? Do you guys have... do smells or certain things affect you and literally bring you to different time periods?
I smell if I get a sense of like any kind of like farm smell, like barn, like it's hard to describe it, like a
alfalfa smell or something.
Alfalfa smell. Yeah, I get brought back to when I lived at a farm. I also get brought back to riding horses. I get back to my cat, actually, when I was young, he smelled the same way, and it always brought me back to like my childhood. And so when so it's like a few fold, like I think of a lot of, it's like my childhood. That's what gets brought back to whenever I smell that certain smell.
Farm life, distinctive smell.
Yeah, farm life.
No, my grandparents had a farm too.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you raise chickens?
Yeah, I seen chickens, the whole 9. Chickens, pigs, the whole shit, bro.
We had an opossum.
Wow.
It was pretty awesome. Yeah, he was great. His name was Rascal.
An awesome possum.
He was an awesome possum. Actually, he really was. He was really sweet. He was a really sweet opossum. We got him when he was like this big. We found him basically, and he had just I think he had fallen off his mother's back or something. And we had him for about a year. He was great.
What was his name?
Rascal. Yeah, he had free reign of the house. He would go everywhere in the house. But he mostly he was very attached to my sister though. So he would actually at night, he would get on her bed and he would like climb into her hair and like sleep there. If not, he would be in her during the day. He would be you could find him like hiding in her drawers. So he was very attached to her, but he was he belonged to basically all of us. And we had lots of chickens. We had a cow named Susie Moose.
All right. Wait, hold on. So Forrest, what smell gives you? We've heard farms peach. In particular. Yes. Peach cobbler. What about you, Forrest? Is there a smell that you associate with something else?
Story time with Fours.
We need the music.
No, we don't. We're fine. When I was very, very little, we're not going scary, Dave. My great-grandmother lived in Philadelphia, and for those of you who are used to how homes are in the north versus how they are in the south, in Philadelphia,
do this in the Morgan Freeman voice, man.
You
so voice.
Homes how they are in the north versus how they are in the south.
There you go.
There were red brick townhouses, and they would go for just like block for block for block. I mean, there's just so many. My great grandmother lived in one of these townhouses, and so we're talking 1983 ish, right? And
Wow.
when we would visit her, she had just extremely old furniture. Now, here's the kicker: in her kitchen, she had these this dining, or not, excuse me, this kitchen table and chairs, and this extremely old vinyl on the floor, and this ancient wallpaper. Like, everything in that kitchen had to be from the 60s. It had a very, very different sort of smell to it. I will never in my life forget it. So years later, it was called Grandmom Taylor's kitchen, right?
Mhm.
Years later, my father and I were walking through the neighborhood we moved to here in Florida, and I remember going up 11th Avenue, and to the right was like the huge lake that, you know, we typically drive by, but there was a big house there. And it was not even 5 seconds. I walked past this house with him, and I said, "Dad, do you smell that?" And he goes, "What?" I said, "It's Grandmom Taylor's kitchen."
Mm.
And he's like, "Wait a minute, what?" He never smelled it, but I described it to him, and he's like, "Oh my God, that is Grandmom Taylor's kitchen. That's crazy that you smelled that." That memory sticks with me forever, because I can, in my head, like, I remember I was 3, 4 something years old, and then I visited that same house again when I was like 8. That kitchen never had the smell of that kitchen never changed ever, and to this day I still remember it. The other
See,
thing,
now
I
this is
guess,
bringing up smells for me. This is so
yeah,
wonky.
the other
Crazy.
thing is that when my lawn gets cut and then it rains,
Mm-hmm.
that takes me back to the old house when I lived. I'm not going to say the name of the town, but it's here in Central Florida. The first house we lived in here in Central Florida, when it would rain, it would have this really, it's just a beautiful natural rain smell. So when my lawn gets cut and it rains, that same smell comes, and it's like, oh, I remember being a kid back there, you know, in like the late 80s, early 90s. So it's all pleasant stuff. It's good memories, but I swear I don't think I will ever smell Grandma Taylor's kitchen ever again. I think just stuff from the 60s and 70s, like, they're just gone. They're just gone.
That's interesting, because you bringing that up does make me think about certain food smells that will transport me back to when I was a kid. Like,
Right.
for some reason, bacon fried and then eggs fried in the bacon. There's a certain smell that comes off, and I always think of my grandmother, my mom's mom, because that was something she would do in the middle of the night, like 2, 3 in the morning. And I was a night owl. I never slept as a kid. I still don't sleep, but you know, that's another story. And I would always go into, because I stayed with her for a good time. I would stay with my aunt, and my aunt lived with my grandmother, and I would always find her making food at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we would sit and chat for like an hour and a half while she would make food. And usually it was bacon, and then and you know, egg fried bacon. And yeah, and then there's also, my mom used to make these amazing cinnamon rolls. And when we lived in Utah, she did a lot of things, and that house always calls to me. That's a whole nother thing. The house was a haunted house, and it just calls to me. Anyways, it calls to everyone in my family, but
You know, I think it's interesting how
yeah.
I feel like the sense of smell is the least utilized or least talked about, at least in this country. I don't know how it is in other countries, but when we talk about things, we always talk about how they look or how they sound or how they feel or how they taste, but you rarely talk about how things smell, unless it's either really, really good or really, really
Oh,
bad.
really bad. So I have a very strong
What are you laughing
smell.
about?
I'm gonna mail you a pair of my old work boots, man.
No.
That's funny.
You'll
So
be
I can
talking
walk
about
in.
it for years.
So as I've gotten older, I can walk into a place and I can like smell certain things that people don't. It drives me nuts. And it's something that runs in my family. Anyway, my mom used to make these amazing cinnamon rolls, and every time I smell cinnamon rolls, it always brings me back to when we would make cinnamon rolls together when I was like 4 or 5. So anyways, those are those memories. But I have a very, very strong sense of smell, unfortunately.
How these food smells, these smells take us back to childhood or family members, or like I talked about my auntie, grandma.
Yeah, you're talking about peach cobbler, huh?
Like it's all family orientated, except Woodstock, but I feel you on that.
Yeah, I always think of the Goo Goo Dolls whenever I smell ganja.
What another thing that I find interesting, Age, besides the fact that you were just bringing up that they seem to be tied into a lot to family, are they all tied into good thoughts? Like, do people smell something and remember bad things that occurred in their life?
Only when I smell blood.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
We'll come back to that one in a minute, Dave. But Forrest,
I hope it never happens again in my entire life. Ever. But I hope I never, ever, 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 ever have to smell a decomposed body ever again. Because you know where that's going to take me back to.
Right.
Rant over.
well, I want to ask you about that though, because when we're talking about scent, right? I mean, obviously this is a segment about memories and smell. I would probably guess, I have not experienced it myself, but I would probably guess that a decaying body is probably a memorable scent, something very not to be confused with other smells. And is that something that you've smelled a lot of times? I mean,
yes.
Is it only a few bodies you've had to pick up like that, or have you had several?
Several.
Wow. So that's probably a scent that's ingrained into your head, huh?
Oh, no doubt. But nothing ever was as bad as the one I told you about on the one show. That was the worst.
Sorry, I missed that show.
Can you tell us about it real quick, or is it too traumatizing? You don't want to address it?
Somebody send Age the link to that episode of Kyber Cave After Dark, and then
we've got that
for him so he can watch it, because that was Mezzo's most brilliant timing of putting music behind the story, which was it was phenomenal.
And then she clipped it down to like a little segment.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
I can't retell the story as well as what we can show you. Someone send me the link, please.
All right. Well, I'll try to dig that up. Remind me, y'all. I'll try to dig that up. Oh, bye, Leah. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
Janina.
Is that Janina?
Is that Janina?
Is that Janina?
Yeah, that's Janina.
Oh, I totally forgot she was on somebody else's YouTube, or there was a different name on the YouTube. Sorry about that, Janina. My bad. Yes. Are there other smells, or is it primarily now? That one is tied into work, though, right? Because you've had bad experiences with your work. Do you think? Let's just say, let's say your work experience ended differently. Let's say maybe you left on a happier note. Let's say you happen to find a job that was going to pay you a lot more, so you decided to take that. You shook hands with your old boss and you moved on. Do you think that smell would impact you negatively, or just be a smell that you remember, oh, that reminds me of my past job? But now, because you've had this bad experience, it's more of a negative memory. What do you think?
That's a very fair question. I'm glad you asked that. Where I worked before, there were great times and there were some really bad times. And no matter how great the job could have been or was at a certain point, nothing's going to take away from the bad of that particular moment. You know, a suck moment is a suck moment. That's just how it is. Yeah. A smell like that would take me back to that suck moment. Now, I can remember the great times about the job and some of the real cool people who used to work there. Sure, no problem. But that particular moment in that situation, I don't ever want to find myself in that situation ever again.
Right.
It just sucked.
I'm sorry.
Right.
No, don't be sorry. You know, life lessons.
Right. I mean, it's a job somebody has to do, right?
For real.
I mean, you left it. I'm sure somebody's doing it now.
I just thought of a smell that was random, but like when I had a long distance relationship, my girlfriend at the time would like send me her panties that she wore, and I would like get them out of a mail them.
Right.
My motivation to get through the day, and you'd be surprised. keep it in your pocket, like at 11 o'clock when you don't want to be at work. It's like a pick me up.
Right. I'm hoping you didn't do that on school campus.
Till you try it, like it works. I'm sorry.
That's great.
Can be real. I'm sorry. Is that too offensive?
Edge, you're great. You're fine. I think Dan has a really good point. As long as you didn't do that on school grounds.
That's the most Master Roshi thing I've ever heard.
Right? It's so Master Roshi.
It is for real.
Try it. It's like
I just get in my pocket. All is good. One quick whiff, and my day is perfect. Yeah.
Hey, you know they got vending machines in Japan for that shit.
I like this guy.
You know he's right up your alley, David. I understand.
I mean, there's nothing that'll take me back to my teenage years than the smell of stale sex and broken dreams.
That was me last week.
All of us living on the boulevard of broken dreams, apparently.
I walk this lonely street.
For real.
What else are there other things or tied into memories and smell that we want to that we got to cover here that I haven't brought up?
I think there's standard stuff like charcoal grill. You know, like how many events have you gone to, like a ball game or a backyard barbecue? And you know, back like my dad used to be the freaking king of charcoal grilling. Like he didn't believe in gas; he loved using freaking charcoal. And so many times, like, and just he would have friends over and people just having a good time. So like, you know, so smelling charcoal grill, people grilling chicken or dogs and burgers and whatnot. That's always a pleasant memory.
Well, that can depend on whether or not there's the overuse of lighter fluid involved.
That too. Graveyards is campfire. That's cool.
I'm always brought back to when I lived in a bus.
Does anybody else just automatically start smelling these smells when people are mentioning? Like as soon as like you said forearm, I smell my forearm. You said charcoal, backyard. It just automatically kicks in. Does that happen to you guys?
That's interesting. I can honestly say no, that did not happen for me, but I find it fucking dope that it did happen for you.
It's an olfactory smell. Like I charcoal. Like I was smelling campfire. It brought me right back. I was like, oh yeah, remind me of when I was. Yeah.
But that makes me wonder: are there some of us that maybe are more prone to memory by smell than others? Yes. You know, because I mean, you know, we laugh at it because it's such a seldom used thing by humans, but there are so many other animals, dogs, for instance, who, I mean, that's almost like their next set of eyes, right? Their sense of smell is maybe even better than their sense of seeing.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the older you are, the more you're in tune with your senses because you're not like so caught up in everything else with the internet and games and everything. Like, I think you're of a certain age, you just maybe are more in tune with this shit.
Well, Leo,
I feel like I'm more in tune with my senses every time I stub my toe in the middle of the night.
Step on the
like, fuck him.
That the studies that memories and smell receptors are close together in the brain.
I believe it. Good point, Graveyard. I believe that.
Yeah, actually, that's a scientific fact that's been proven. It's
nice
because it gets burned into the amygdala. Same with memories.
That's
James of Distance Nerding. Distance Nerding is in the house. Make sure to check them wherever you can.
Hey, James, don't you love it when I drop truth bombs just so of this knowledge to you?
James says, strongest memory tied to smell, going to the Philippines as a kid and getting a whiff of that open sewer system.
Oh my
then
gosh.
He says, fast forward 25 years, step off the plane while visiting the Philippines again. Barn door, open sewer smell. The smell of my people.
Jeez.
Oh my God, bring me back to.
But you know what? That's an example of maybe where a not so pleasant smell can still have pleasant memories attached to it, right?
Truth.
James, all I'm
Yes.
smelling is adobo now. That's all I'm smelling. Thanks.
Like I've heard people
Not
say,
sewer system, but adobo specific, and the way like a Filipino's house smells. It's really funny now. It's all I'm thinking about now.
I've heard people say that they're
Making me
attracted to
nostalgic.
the smell of cigarette smoke. And I find that as a smoker, ex-smoker, I find that weird because I think it's fucking horrible myself. But when I talk to them, I find out that maybe their dad used to smoke, so it's not necessarily that they like the smell of cigarette smoke. It's that the cigarette smoke reminds them of somebody that they loved
The memory.
very much.
I hate the smell of cigarette smoke, but if I smell a pipe, like a cigar, I'll take me straight back to my godfather because he liked to smoke cigars in his backyard. And
right.
Whenever I smell gun smoke, I think about the first time my dude got shot in a drive-by and killed in front of me. And
man!
Oh my God.
I think about, I mean, it's cool. I mean, like, I think
That's
about
cool. That's awful.
Hold a minute, like, because I think like, damn, me surviving and seeing that drive-by at an early age, maybe that prepped me for my life in advance because life doesn't hit me so hard because life is ugly. So I don't know. Maybe I learned a couple of things from the drive-by. I don't know.
So Leo pointed out synesthesia, and it's good to point that out. Yeah, and I'm not trying to deride what that's awesome. So sorry, my brain popcorned for a second, and that's because that was really traumatic.
Thank you.
No, that just is so traumatic for you. I'm just feeling like so like I'm.
No, but you know, and I don't mean to take things for light, and I don't mean to laugh at things, but I try to laugh to not cry. So yeah,
I get it.
Dude, I don't even have words.
It's cool. It's cool. Like, yeah. But thank you.
I'm gonna cry for you. I'm so sorry that happened.
Well, you can. Do you want to sniff my ex-girlfriend's panties to lift your?
Wait to bring back.
We'll take a whiff of the ex's.
Dave has this face of pride on him that's just beaming right now.
I know he's like, I have found my people.
My name is Dave, and I approve this message.
Hey, Aubrey, what is synesthesia?
So synesthesia is when you, correct me if I'm wrong, Leo, but you smell when you take in certain. No, sorry. No, that's right. It's when you replace one sense for another, like one of your five senses for another one. So say you smell something and you're visually seeing it like a color, or like, like the whole thing of like you get that memory sense, or like when you hear a sound, you see it as a color. It's like that. That's a synesthesia. If I'm correct. I believe I am now.
A sense that triggers another, it looks like.
Yeah,
so kind of like what we were saying, when you smell cigarette smoke, and maybe that makes you think of your favorite uncle or something like that. Like music you can see. That's a good way to put it.
Yep, like you can see me. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you hear a sound, and instead it comes out as seeing colors.
I am not much of a reader nowadays as much as I used to be, but I remember 15, 20 years ago, I read this incredible book called The Perfume. It was by a German author, and in fact, Nirvana made a song about this book. It was such a good book.
Smells like Teen Spirit?
No, the song was called The Scentless Apprentice. But the basic idea of this story was there's this baby who's born completely without a smell, and his mother like gives him up to a nursing home because there's something wrong with his baby, and even all the wet nurses, they can't figure out what it is, but there's something different about this child, and it's because this child has absolutely no scent about him. However, conversely, on the opposite side of that, this child has the most amazing sense of smell of any human being on the planet. He can tell you who's in a room before he walks into a room. There was a scene where there was some money hidden in a wall, and he could sniff out where the money was hidden. And then he talks about being able to smell the difference between different types of rocks and stuff like that. The perfume was made into a movie. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go check that out. Yeah, absolutely incredible, incredible story. He ends up becoming a perfumer and makes the most incredible scents on the planet. I can taste colors sometimes. Wow.
That LSD and mushrooms do create synesthesia. That is a side effect of psychotropic drugs. That is
Kind
true.
of like Daredevil, where all your heightened, all your senses are heightened.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What?
He said Daredevil, and I'm like,
Hey,
he knows
Daredevil's
just,
great.
It was just what to
Daredevil.
say.
My favorite comic book ever is Daredevil 181, Death of Elektra.
Okay, so what
Aw.
happened? What happened? Why that one in particular? Is it her first appearance, or?
Well, at that time, the way Frank Miller illustrated that fighting scene, that
it's
was
Frank
like one of the most panel for panel. The fighting scene at that time in the 80s when it came out, that shit was fire. One of the best. Daredevil 181, my favorite book ever.
That's awesome. Actually, I would say that Frank Miller has written a lot of my favorite comics. If I'm, he read. I mean, he obviously wrote The Dark Knight Returns. The
What
Dark
about
Knight
300? Did you
Dark
like
Knight Returns.
300?
The what? Say that again.
Did you like 300 and the other Frank Miller books? Like, but anyway, I know we're talking about comics and shit, but like,
We can talk comics. That's right. He did write the 300 comic. He also wrote. There was another one. Now I'm like totally blanking on
Sin
it.
City?
I read recently. Not recently. Or Hush. I think didn't he also write Hush? Or no? Is that another one?
are you talking about Sin City?
Not Sin City. I do know that he did write that.
But yeah.
No, Hush. It was a Batman comic. Hush. I think he wrote that one too. I could be wrong though. Anyways.
Sorry, Van, for taking that left field. We were talking comics for a hot minute.
The shark,
no.
we grabbed it, went off like a shark.
Not a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good book.
I love that you have this. Have I told you that I loved you?
Wait, pull that back up, Aaron. I didn't see it.
Tell us who wrote it.
Who wrote it?
The writer and the illustrator. Tell us the team, please.
Oh, Scott Williams and Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb. Okay. Yeah, I was incorrect then. All right.
Jim Lee.
It's very similar to Frank Miller, though. I do love that one. That one's great.
While I am in love with the style of anime, if I ever had to name my favorite American artist, it has to be Jim Lee. It has to be. I love Jim Lee. The only reason I jumped from Marvel to DC is because of Jim Lee. And my God, he's just an amazing artist.
No, that book is one of the most. That one also, No Man's Land, one of my Batman stories as well. No Man's Land is fantastic.
In the chat room, they're talking with some great conversation with comics like
they are having some great conversations.
So,
I'm trying to keep up with them over here.
Lit. George Perez. He passed away. He's a legend. The illustrator for Avengers and Teen Titans.
Oh wow!
Great. He's so well.
I have a couple Star Wars books. This is like, I need to get all of my whole.
Watchmen. There's another good one Mez brought up.
Watchmen. V for Vendetta is fantastic too.
I need to get caught up
Mezzo,
on my
man.
X-Men.
Huh?
I need to get caught up on all my X-Men. I'm an X-Men sellout.
Yeah, I was just talking to John Harder, who owns a comic book store here in Sassoon, about the idea of putting on a weekly comic book show, telling us what comic books are coming out.
Shout out to John. Shout out to John. He's a good guy. I know the story you're talking about.
Yeah, well, it's Waterfront Comics.
Waterfront, yeah. He's dope.
Sorry, I can't help it. I'm going to do it. I apologize in advance. Spawny, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. Go Spawny, go. Okay, I'm done.
Todd McFarlane.
Yes.
Another legendary creator of our time.
Yes.
Used to have the first 200 spawns. Damn.
Did you know that?
Nice. Graveyard, God.
Graveyard's just a collector in general. It seems like.
I remember when Spawn had his animated run on HBO back in 1997.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I would call Spawn technically our first black superhero, but he's not really a superhero; he's an anti-hero. Same with Blade.
I was gonna say, did Blade come out before Spawn?
No, Blade came after.
Are you forgetting Green Lantern?
Black Panther.
Well, there's the Green Lantern, but I'm just saying it for the movies, not necessarily for like
cinematic
movies. Sorry, my bad.
Of course, Hal Jordan is the OG. Don't.
Respect.
Is it Hal Jordan? No, it's not Hal Jordan.
Yes,
Hal Jordan's white dude.
You're right. Hal Jordan. You're right.
Ding, ding. Am I? Okay, good. I was like, wait, because nobody told me. I was like, wait, am I remembering this wrong?
Yeah. You got to be.
Hal Jordan's best.
The thing about these comic book movies that people have been reading comics for like certain titles for like 30, 40 years. So you have to know your science when you talk on comics because motherfuckers be like, yo, that is not Wolverine's main power. Do you know?
Well, it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
but that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's for real. That's almost about as toxic as getting into a power level conversation with someone about Dragon Ball who's been watching Dragon Ball for the last 30 freaking years.
It's not. It's overage.
No.
That's what they say in Japanese.
I know my Dragon Ball.
King could take down and
Say Wong says Todd technically created Venom. Movies with HBO, great stuff.
Did you guys hear that Spawn's gonna reboot movie?
I heard.
Yeah, and you know also who's not gonna be cast as Spawn, even though he should be?
Michael who?
Michael
White?
Yeah, Michael Jai
White.
Michael
White is great. I thought he could still pull off Spawn. I don't know why he's not being recast. I think he could do it.
He absolutely
He's fantastic.
The dude doesn't freaking age.
Yeah, same with. I feel the same way with Wesley Snipes too.
I'm sorry, but I gotta say it. I feel so sad for my brother Marshawn Ali, who's the guy who's being considered for the new Blade. He stays in Oakland. He's like right up the way. Like he's out.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he stays in Oakland, and they've been throwing so many obstacles. It's like I don't know if it's gonna come out like on time. I was really looking forward to it, but it's so.
I'm so glad and more known. Watching Midnight. It's a movie where I really got to, where I really got. I mean, I'd seen him in a couple things before, but I didn't know who he was, and then I saw Midnight, and he was so good in that.
Van,
do you remember?
Midnight, yes. I'm a big follower of Marshawn Ali. That's the bro.
Marshawn Ali, he was so good in that movie. He was great. That movie made me cry. So sorry.
I just gotta ask you guys, with the theme of Halloween, has anyone seen the new Hellraiser? Can we talk about that for a minute? Anyone?
Yeah, we can talk about it. I have not seen it yet, but I know a lot of people are talking about Hellraiser. And I'm sure Graveyard has oh wait, I think Graveyard did say he has that coming up on his show. Oh, the 44 first. Has anybody else here seen Hellraiser?
Yes.
I've seen the original. I haven't seen the new one yet. Not yet.
Okay. I'm not gonna say it. I will just say this, that with there's this new wave of women interpretations of popular characters, like the She-Hulk and the She-Thor, and now there's a She-Hellraiser.
Nice.
Pinhead's a female now. That's what I'm gonna say.
Well, yeah, I do know that. I mean, that was something that was not. That was they already spoiled that.
They're gonna do next. The next is gonna be a She Halloween. Instead of Michael Myers, it's gonna be Michelle Myers.
Michelle Myers.
Is that for real?
I'll kill you, motherfucker.
Wait, no. Oh, wait, is that for real?
I'm fucking with you.
Because you know what? In this fucking day and age, I do not doubt it at all, dude. They're just taking every franchise.
Every franchise, and I don't know if that's true.
I don't give a shit.
I don't know if that's truly giving women respect like they deserve. Just making there's the new Iron Man is a female.
Ironheart.
That's the next Iron Man is going to be a female.
That's not new though. I mean, there's been a power armor team for a long time. I mean, having a lady in a suit is nothing new.
True.
No, I mean they've been doing that in Marvel
Rescue.
forever. There's the What If comics. There are the
Rescue. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of them. So this is really nothing. This is nothing that new. I mean, you know what's amazing? I love like these controversies of things, and I can remember reading a comic back from the 70s, a Batman comic, and Catwoman was black, and it was like amazing. I want to see that story. People these crying of racial things like this is people have been doing these race swappings forever. Who cares? And gender swappings forever. We talked about that before.
We did.
But
we did
in an old show, but just saying, I'm like, it's
Iris.
not that big deal. Huh?
Iris.
What? Yes.
We made the point for Iris.
Yes. Iris is amazing. I love her.
And
I love Dad too. He's such great dad energy. I don't know why the detective. I can't remember his name at the moment. I don't know why it's so bad. Detective West. He's in.
Oh, Joe.
Joe. I love Joe. Joe's the best. Totally in love with Joe for Flash. I'm a Flash stan.
Well, we've gotten so far off topic here.
Well, I threw a freaking comment in there. I was like, and we have derailed.
I said we jumped sharks. I just said we took the shark. The shark took that chud and just ran.
Look, freaking pyramid schemes and smells can only go so far. Now we're just bullshitting.
You know, we've got 20 minutes in show anyways. You know what I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit was how many people have watched She-Hulk, or I want specifically the finale of She-Hulk.
I have not watched the finale yet. I'm watching it tomorrow.
Okay. The finale is very different. I won't give anything away, but I will tell you it's you have not seen a finale, especially in the Marvel universe, like this one. And a lot of people, interestingly, I've seen a lot of negative comments about She-Hulk as a show in general. But then a lot of people are saying, but I love the way that they ended it. That was so cool and different or whatever. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it, but not everybody has seen that. Holy crap, these comments.
I have seen the first episode of Rings of Power now.
I have not. Okay.
I'm waiting for the boom.
What about Dharma?
And I have so many questions. I have so many questions.
Has anyone seen Dharma?
Oh, he's talking about Blade. Leo's talking about Blade still.
I definitely have seen Dahmer.
Did you finish it? I couldn't finish it. I did like 2.5 episodes. That was enough.
Here I am.
For what, Dahmer?
Yes, I couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen it.
I definitely finished it. In fact, it was funny. I was saying I started it, and I didn't know it was like a 9-episode deal, so I just thought it was going to be like a little hour-and-a-half documentary. So I started it and fell asleep, but then I was still interested, so I had to wake up and then keep rewinding it, and I did that for like 3 days. So I was like, oh my God, Netflix is going to think I'm a serial killer because I just keep rewinding this movie over and over again.
Are you still? Yeah, it changes the message from "Are you still watching this?" to "Are you watching this?" ... again.
Yeah. Are you taking notes?
Sorry, so long. I mean, sorry, Ali Mashad. I mean, I'm sure you'd be a great Blade. Wesley Snipes forever. It's the only Blade.
Hey, Mezzo, I saw your comment, and you'll when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Which Mezzo comment? What did you say? Sorry, I'm trying to flip through these so fast. So many comments are coming in.
Isn't it great? Look at
I
all
love
the
how all
interaction
of
we have
them
tonight.
changed so much too. I just love how the
Halloween should have ended a decade ago.
Yo, the new Halloween really like. There's another Halloween.
It's supposedly the last for real this time.
The last for real. I don't know. I mean, come on. She took off it. She's done so many things.
I agree with James. The best smell is autumn. I love autumn. It's my favorite.
I love how James tries to get us like right back onto point. Like,
dude, James is a fucking producer. All right, James is who holds down DN over there. You know, Philippe may be the pretty one. He may be the jokey one, and the main face. But James is the heart of that operation. James is the Mezzo of distance nerding.
James, I need to come onto your show.
Mezzo, yeah, I dropped the T up.
Oh no!
Also, cigarette smoke reminds
can
me
we
of when I
talk-
visited my grandma. Yeah, everybody's grandma's house in the 70s and 60s.
Grandma's are so dope.
The first rain, ooh, there's a great
First
smell.
Rain.
Our overbearing
that smell.
nerdliness just chased Dave completely off the screen.
I know, Dave. Where did you go?
Dude.
Pumpkin spice is the best. There, I said it.
Pumpkin spice is fucking disgusting.
From the dark.
And guys who drink pumpkin spice is pathetic.
I love pumpkin spice.
I equate guys who drink pumpkin spice as guys who go and buy feminine products for
Wow.
themselves.
Way to be misogynistic, dude. Don't be toxic.
Sorry.
As he
Glad you
smiles, he
thought
says,
that.
"Sorry." It's crazy because like I was at Target
Don't
today.
yuck
getting
other
some
people's yums, dude.
I was
Sorry,
at
what was
Target
that?
today picking up some stuff for my new uniform for my new job, and I was walking through the food aisle and I actually saw this end cap full of pumpkin spice Cheerios. I'm not lying. That's crazy.
Pumpkin spice
does not appeal to
Cheerios.
me.
Graveyard is saying he's doing a 4-part podcast coming out on the entire Halloween franchise series. So make sure to check that out.
Let's go.
Graveyard, I want to be part. I just want to talk horror movies with you all day.
I want to get Graveyard on our channel, like doing a show, and then we can just invade Graveyard show.
I think it's crazy how Mezzo and I are playing scary games, and Graveyard is not on the channel playing scary games.
Right.
Dude, I want to be on your guys' channel talking about scary games. Come on.
Well, next month
I've been wanting to do
we'll
this
shift
forever.
next month we'll shift from, I don't know about Mezzo, but I'll shift from scary games into something else. I don't know what I'll play yet, but
like
if
games
people
about
like
I've been
my
wanting to do
run of Last of Us,
forever.
I'll go Last of Us 2. I just need an excuse.
With Halloween,
See, now I'm mad. I'm mad now at you.
it's not even really scary movies.
I'm
There's
going
not
to record
really
with you. Yeah,
super
I'm
scary
going to
out.
record with you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what scares you. The last scary movie that was really scared me was Midsummer. That was the last scary thing I've really seen on screen. They don't really make.
I haven't seen that. Has anyone else seen Midsummer? Dude, I'm a little wuss when it comes to scary movies now, dude.
You know, honestly, Van, if you really want to be scared, and I mentioned this on another show that we did, don't even watch these new movies that come out because they're not that scary.
Right.
The real horror comes from these independent filmmakers with really, really low subs. Like
That
these
too.
guys pour their lives into making these things, and they're like super great production quality, and they're freaking horrifying. Matter of fact, while you guys talk, I'm gonna pull up the name of a 3-parter that came out that I watched on Corey Kenshin's channel, and
Mhm.
I'll send it to you, Van. But like this little 3-parter was like, it was freaking scary, dude. Like it's just some scary shit.
I have learned that for my $1, if I want to shit my pants while eating popcorn, I turn on a Korean movie.
Yeah, horror movies are really
Those
terrifying.
those Korean directors know how to scare the crap out of me, especially when they do zombie movies.
Yeah, I was just thinking of Last Train to Busan. I was just thinking of
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
I couldn't even finish it. I couldn't finish it.
Oh, you couldn't
'Cause-
finish it? Oh man.
I can't.
One of the most heart-wrenching scenes in that whole movie is right there at the end when the dad starts turning into a zombie.
Thanks for telling me that. It's
Oh,
okay.
you said you didn't finish anyways. I assume you're not going to see it.
No, I probably will at some point. I mean, I can't watch. Okay, so I can't do scary. I can't do zombie flicks or zombie games alone. I tried playing zombie. Okay, this is how much of a wimp, at least with zombie games, I am. I was decided to play Resident Evil 6. Yes, Resident Evil 6. Alone with no lights on. 5 minutes out, I noped right out of that game. I was like, nope, not playing this game. Nope.
Which game?
Resident Evil 6.
Oh, 6?
I noped right out of it. Yeah, this is how much of a when it comes to zombie zombie stuff, like how.
Honey, then don't play 7 or 8.
So this is.
Oh no, I played 7. I played 7, but I didn't
this
play
is
it
what
alone. Also, no
Mezzo and I were talking about wanting to do with you guys is doing some scare react videos with some of the hosts of KCAD, and just
great.
to
I
see
don't
how different people.
Ghost
Okay.
stuff, demons doesn't do anything for me.
Okay.
But zombie things scare like depending on scare the living pants on me. I know. I laugh at myself. I couldn't believe it because I was able to play it through when I was playing with somebody else.
But
playing it by myself,
Seriously, 6.
For some reason, I was like, nope, this is too much for me. I can't handle this. Nope.
Those were genius, Say Wong. I loved those. My kid can now speed run those games.
2 and 3.
Amazingly enough, 2 disappointed me because I've played 2, the original Resident Evil 2, and I thought it was one of the best games. And then I played the remake,
Leon.
and I was very disappointed because it was the exact same story. It doesn't matter if you play as Leon or as Claire; it's the same thing.
Leon's the best. Leon's the best RE character ever made. Period. Van. Okay, I found it. So,
what? You mean you don't like Chris Redfield? Come on, what's wrong with you?
Barry, where's Barry? Van, I found it. So if you go on YouTube and look for it, it's called Death Record.
Death Record, okay.
Death Record. It's an independent. Wow. It's an independently made horror series. There's 3 episodes to it. I think they're like 10, 12 minutes a piece, but the way it's shot, it's freaking terrifying, dude. It really is. Death Record.
Death Record.
Death Record label.
I will say
about in Phantom of the Paradise. Death Records.
I have Castlevania 64. That has the worst mechanics. You're like the biggest villain in Castlevania 64 is the game mechanics.
Holy crap! Harry Solos left the show to go fire somebody and they came back. Wow, that's dedication to the show.
That's dedication. Well, good. Here, I'm giving you a clap, buddy.
Harry,
that's for you.
Harry, call me later. I want to hear about this.
Oh my gosh.
Crypt TV on YouTube is good stuff.
It's okay. It's okay, but
honestly, I think the bad dialogue is kind of iconic. Here, Jill, you are the master of lockpicking. I think it's great.
You guys see the
hand gestures. Where's Barry?
There's like a new
Barry
that's on
Barry
Hulu or some shit, and it's not. It doesn't even have the Crypt Keeper with the jokes. Like it doesn't. It's so whack. It doesn't have the Crypt Keeper. How you gonna do Creep Show without the Crypt Keeper?
Tales of the Crypt, man.
Oh Three's voice acting is freaking awesome. I actually love 2 as well, but I just laugh at ones. But I will say the cutscenes for 1, when they first came out, scared the bejeebus out of me. And I love horror games. I could play Silent Hill, no problem. Doesn't bother me.
The first
I
one,
can play through it alone. Doesn't matter.
Oh, the first one was nuts. The first one stayed with me.
Which one for what?
Graveyard is saying M. Night
bringing
back Tales
my
from
favorite
the Crypt.
franchise. Or it's my favorite video game series. One of them. It's that and Legend of Zelda. And Legend of Dragoon. I have to put Legend of Dragoon in there because it's iconic.
Age, what were you saying?
Tales of the Crypt. I'm a super fan of from the Crypt.
Yes, me too. That would be a great franchise to bring back. That or Stephen King's Creep Show.
Yes.
Creep Show.
I don't know, man. Yeah. The new It movies were awesome. I really enjoyed those.
That's what you're saying. I haven't seen It, but that's what you were saying. All right, guys.
It's funny, I was talking about somebody about it. Anyway.
I gotta plug in my computer here. We are running at about 7 minutes to close here. Give me a second. You guys finish out whatever thoughts you want. I'm gonna plug in my computer. Then I'll come back and then we'll start. We'll get our closing.
Go do it, Van. Go do that.
Give me a moment.
Go do all the things.
We can close whenever. I actually promised my son to get some ice cream, and I just realized I forgot to do that.
Oh no!
Because you always have to do it.
Happy birthday to your wife, Harry. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday to your wife.
Yep.
Happy birthday
happy
to
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Mrs. Solofonts.
Happy birthday to you, to your wife. Happy birthday to your wife. Happy birthday to your wife. Happy birthday to your wife. Oh. There you go. See, now you guys got me singing on this show.
She has such an awesome singing voice. She really does.
Yes, she does.
Thank you.
Yes, she does.
Oh, you guys are all smiling though. See that?
Totally.
That makes it worth it. I can do it.
M.
I can do a
M. Night
great Marilyn Monroe
Shyamalan is bringing
impression.
back
Actually.
Tales from the Crypt.
Oh man, no.
Yeah, everything's a remake. And
I know.
It is.
Okay, and I'm sorry. I know we have a personal love for Wesley Snipes as Blade. I get it. He's the best Blade, but
Oh,
you
gee,
know,
that's
franchise. Yo, hold up. It's just like Black Panther, like him passing away. The mantle has to go forward.
I know. I get it. I know.
It's not, but yeah.
I don't know. LL Cool J tried doing. I
I'll see.
saw your face. You're all right, age.
I need my black. I need
Now,
my
if
Blade.
Tony Todd had done Blade, that would have been another story. I think Tony Todd could have pulled it up. Tony Todd's
Mezzo,
like one
who
of
are
my
you?
favorite actors.
Mezzo, who are you? Oh my! Oh my!
Oh my.
Oh jeez! What did she send me?
LL Cool J.
Mezzo's been sending me all types of funny little video clips, and the stuff that she does. So I'm already editing in my playthroughs, and she's editing over my edits. So I haven't even seen what the final product is going to be. It's going to be.
Oh, she showed me some
No,
stuff.
there actually was a
earlier.
series
It
they
was
want.
fantastic.
There was a Blade the series that aired in between 2003 and 2005.
I'll check it out.
I believe.
One
For
rap.
Blade, there was a Blade the series.
On it. The one, yeah, there was like a random Blade. He wasn't a good Blade. It's like a
Van,
No, I believe it was
Yes.
LL Cool J who played him.
should we close it
For a
out?
short. That was correct. Anyways.
Yep.
Age.
No.
We're going to do our outro. And basically what we do is we have everybody on the screen say who they are, what they're about, where to find them, and give yourself a little selfish plug. But
Thank you.
Thank you, Graveyard.
Since you're the guest, you go first.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me. My name is Adrian H. Scott. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. And if you would like to check out my art and my comic books, right now the title I'm working on is Age Scott, Juan and Phil.
Woo-hoo.
Nice.
And Phil, the Hip Hop Heroes. PHIL. Juan and Phil, the Hip Hop Heroes. Thank you for having me, guys.
Woohoo! And hopefully we're working on some other stuff. I'm hoping Age will be a regular on this show or a semi-regular whenever he has time.
Heck
and
yeah.
hopefully we have a new show that we're talking about that I think would be perfect for Mr. Age. So we're going to continue talking about that.
You guys are all incredible. Thanks for having me, guys.
Woohoo! All right, Miss Aubrey.
Woo!
Yay! Sorry, I was trying to get this on. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, yeah, I'm Aubrey. I'm a actress and a singer, and part of band BYL. You can go look it up. And I do KJing every Wednesday and Saturday night. One's in Rio Vista, the other is in Isleton. And yeah, I've got an album on Spotify. You can look it up. And yeah.
Woohoo! All right, Mr. David.
Hello, I'm David. I'm me. I'm the very privately public or publicly private
Pet conservative.
pet conservative swordsman nobody.
Here
for
You
your
are somebody to all of our hearts. Shush.
Here for your entertainment with delivery of vulgar statements and inappropriate comments.
And you're so good at it. That's why we keep you around.
I try.
Yes.
All right,
Y'all are my
Mr.
favorites.
Fours, the man himself.
I am the one and only Fours. So here's what I need you guys to do. I need you to go to kybercave.com. I need you to go through and I need you to find yourself a saber. Okay. And I need you to pick it up. And when you do, you're going to go to foursfx.com and you're going to get a sound font for that thing and you're going to plug it in. It's going to be phenomenal. You're also going to go to saberfont.com where you can find tons more of fantastic, talented sound font artists to get their work on there. And you know what else? You can even go to harrysolofonts.com and get some even better work plugged into that beast.
Yeah.
And then you're going to sub okay, to the Kyber Cave Productions channel on YouTube, and you're going to check out
That's right,
all of the growing content that's there. Not just this show, not just Saber Rattle, which are phenomenal, but you're going to go check out Mezzo as she plays the mortuary assistant, and Visage. I'm not saying it right. And then you're going to creep on over to where I'm playing The Last of Us Part 1 on PS5. Episode 1 is posted. Episode 2 will be posted. And Episode 3 is being edited as we speak. So until next week or whenever the next one drops, may the fours be with you all. And go
also, just shout out, I know that you're wearing a Legend of Zelda shirt, and it's amazing.
For you.
Yeah.
I love you
Force.
too.
Force.
Yes.
If I order a font from you, can I get a $10 discount?
Wow.
Yes. Yes, you can.
Wow.
Oh, come on, man! I was trying to goad you into at least getting the fuck you out of you or something. that is a particular mission I'm on. If nobody knows that yet, those in the audience, I am on a mission to get Fours to publicly say the word fuck.
Hey, put me back on the screen. I got to address something real quick. Matt Granda, go to my website or go to Saber Font. You will find a font called Grand Legacy. It is my Satil Sean font. Pick it up. It's badass.
It is good.
There you go.
Back to Dave.
Ooh. I just got a better idea. Hey, Force.
Yes.
Say one.
How about if I'll buy a $50 font of you saying "fuck you"?
Fuck!
That way, I ignite my lightsaber, and it's straight up Force going, "Fuck you!" You're
wow. I'll pay for that. I'll buy that for $1.
I don't know. I have to
Oh, it's not
charge
too
20 for it.
shitty. Anyway.
show me
All right,
the money.
My name is Arctic Scala with the Kyber Cave. We have a show Friday nights. This show is every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 East Coast. This Sunday night on Saber Rattle, we have Anthony Santiago of Sunshine Creations. He does all kinds of cool themed events, primarily family kind of events. He was the one that did the lightsaber battle that we were at on May 4th. He did a Pokemon event, and his next event coming up is a Harry Potter event. So that is going to be a ton of fun.
Wizard Harry.
Make sure to check him out this Sunday. And we are only 19 people away from our next Saber giveaway. So please like, subscribe, and get your friends to subscribe.
For the love
When
of
we
God,
hit
effing
700
subscribe, people. Come on. It's a
Just
free
subscribe.
Saber.
Just do it. Once we hit 750 subscribers, we'll be giving away another Saber on that Sunday night show. So make sure you do that. And we're gonna talk Graveyard into doing a show for us too, dude. Yeah, that is going to happen. So make sure to be here Sunday nights at 7, Friday nights at 8, Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. And Aaron, I think your show, you don't have a set time for your show, right? It just comes on when it comes on?
Mezzo and I have talked about it, and we're considering like an every other day thing as long as content is done. But
every other day?
So like it would, so if Mezzo puts out something Wednesday, then I would probably have something out Friday.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So like a once a week thing.
I'm so jealous you guys are doing gaming channels. This is what I wanted to do since I came on. I hate both of you.
We have more to do. In fact, like I said, I would love to get Graveyard to do a retro games thing. That might be, or we can talk to Graveyard. There's so many different things that we could do with Graveyard. Aaron, I still would love to get that group game going. Too.
Yes, let me shout to the comment section really quick because some of these folks here may know how to do it. Probably Harry, probably Graveyard. So here's the idea, guys. Let me get into view. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to set up a live stream or even a recording where okay, see how this is set? We have people on the screen just like this, okay? And then this screen would be the gameplay. So as we're playing the game, say like The Quarry or a Telltale Batman game or something where you can make choices, everybody on the screen gets to put their input in. Okay. And if we do it live, then everybody in the comments section can kind of throw their choices in. So what we're looking for is kind of a way to figure out how to make that happen between using like OBS plus StreamYard and still have everybody, or Discord or what the freak ever, just to have people interacting. Because I know I personally, when we get to about the climax of Last of Us, I kind of don't want to record it. The last chapter of it, I kind of want to do it live so everybody can see what happens.
Why can't we just do this?
Well, because I don't know how to get the game plus the audio of the game on StreamYard so everybody hears it. This is why
I see.
Because Aubrey's like, well, I want to be part of it. Well, honey, I want you to be part of it, but I don't know how to do it. That's why it's kind of breaking my little Zelda heart here. So
I mean, I have OBS, so
I just need, but Meto and I are still trying to figure out how to make it happen. But Graveyard, any of you guys in the comments who have experience with OBS and streaming and whatnot, and you know a method, reach out to us so that we can actually make this happen.
I have Phasmo on my computer. Can do it. Meso happen on Wednesday morning. Okay.
All right. So then let's freaking.
We will get it figured out.
Figure this out. Yeah, let's get this figured out because that's kind of my goal with, I want more interactivity. I want more people, finding a piece of Kyber Cave that they love that gets them. Maybe they don't like sabers. Maybe they like the playthroughs, or, when the D&D thing starts, maybe people don't like sabers or video games. They want to do the D&D thing.
Yeah, we are planning on doing D&D shows.
Yeah, so let's get them in the channel,
Leo says one machine dedicated to the stream through OBS.
Yes,
Leo, let's touch base, dude, because I want to.
Leo is a contact through Aubrey, so we should be able to track.
Yeah, if we could do a great big group chat, between like Meto and the rest, we could figure this crap out because that'd be effing great.
Yeah, I can get us all. He's on Facebook.
Grooveness.
I think, right? He definitely has WhatsApp, but I don't know how else to. We'll figure it out. All right. I want to thank everybody that has come on. I want to thank Age for coming on to the show tonight as our first. You survived your first show. Congratulations. Woohoo!
Hey, Mama, look.
Age, you're a lot of fun having here.
Thank you. I tried. Thank you. I'll be back, guys. Thanks for having me, man.
Let's go.
Most definitely. And for everybody else, we will see you the next time we will have a show is this Sunday, then Wednesday, then Friday back again. So for now, until I pull up the brands here, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And y'all have a beautiful night. Peace.
Okay, I'm gonna